Just want to give a good shout out to Collectors Kut over here at Downey. Thank you so much for hosting a really big tournament, Edison tournament, a 70-man tournament. And shout out to Casa de Tarjetas for actually broadcasting this. Really, really fun event. Hopefully we get more soon. Thank you so much for everybody that joined as well. Happy to see a lot of friendly faces. But let's get to it. All right, so we got round one. On the left, we have Saul. On the right, we got Rob. I believe Saul's on Vayu today, not on his famous quick draw. And obviously, our LDS Edison champ is playing no other but our Hero Frogs. We start off with a quick mill pass with the Treeborn, set one. And then we also do a T set over here on the left. Oh, double traps or spells in the back row. Do flip the Regeki to pop the face down. We do end up hitting the heavy. Really good card to hit, especially as we start off. But unfortunately, we go into the trap dust shoot. Seeing that Rob has two Caiuses in the hand makes it very unfavorable that one of the Caiuses will get sent back. We are looking at the Substitute. Really big think here to see what plays out. That's why trap dust shoot's such a good card. It just maps how it plays. We do end up hitting the Substitute, and then we are off to a quick shuffle. Still Rob's turn, so we'll see what we end up happening here for this game. We end up sacking it for the Caius, targeting the back row, and then we do end up hitting the hamstring. Swing for a healthy 24. So a lot of pressure putting in, but unfortunately, we do have the Gores, so we will be stopping that momentum soon. Go on Saul, we go for the Allure. Seeing how are we going to get rid of this Mirror Force that Rob has in face down. Big think here. Switch course to the attack, and we go for the attack. We end up getting rid of the Mirror Force here. Goes for another set and another set pass. Brings out the Treeborn, and then we go for another Caius, or perhaps a different Malicious Edge, which would be the second Caius targeting the back row. So we hit another deck Devi. And then we swing for 24. Unfortunately, one of the Caiuses gets rid of, but a big bomb just gets removed as the tag goes into the grave. Saul's turn, big think. Seeing his options as we go for a quick trade. So we get two Caiuses out of the way, and then we go for another set pass. Bring out the Treeborn. Seeing our options here, we go for the Melissa's Edge and we crack. And we go hit for another 25. So very low on Saul's life points now as he took in 24 and he pierced 25. Goes for the pass. And then we are off to just checking our graveyard. See what kind of options we have. We go for a Vayu play as we bring out our Armor Wing. And we go for the swing of 23. No Gores, I believe. And we go for another set pass. Now, go for a Substitute, so we're bringing out the defense here from the Frogs, making sure that we get to thin out our deck as quick as possible. Then bring out the Dupe Frogs. Still a healthy amount of cards here on Rob's side as he has the Dupe block and two cards in hand. But we do a set one and pass. Go for the draw phase and goes for another set pass. Hits the draw phase and goes for another pass. So building up a little bit of a defense here. Not a lot of movement on both sides. Really thinking our position here. Saul really needs to think about how to get rid of this Dupe block. Goes for the Armageddon Knight. See what we send. We send out the Plague. A lot of cards in the grave and a lot of still in the deck. Haven't seen a second or third Sirocco. We do end up passing. And then we just draw and pass. Really thinking about our position here. as we took in a 24 and a 25. So don't want to make a misstep here and given the full advantage to our opponent. Goes for a pass. Goes for the standby. Really a big think here. But no, he goes for the main phase, targets the Caius, the third Caius into the armor wing as he gets hit with the bottomless. So no more Monarchs unless Rise is still in the play, but we still got our bombs from Miracle to really still put leverage us into this gameplay. Saul draws, really thinking about his position here in terms of what advantage he can kind of get with this dupe block on the field. Very big think. Summons the second Armageddon Knight and goes for the Necro. So we do have ourselves a one chance at an attack here to get ourselves saved. Let's see what kind of position we can get ourselves with two Armageddon Knights on the field. We go for the pass. Checking life points at the moment right now to see if we are able to go for game. But as always, we go for our Miracle. Bring out a big boss monster that's boosted up by 1,000, I believe, 500 for each water. So goes for the attack, immediately uses the Necro. Really wants to keep these two Armageddon Knights alive. Do really think we go ahead and summon our Gale. So we are looking for a nice Black Rose play so that way we could get rid of all these cards on the field. Since our cards don't look too favorable against a 0. Blows up the board. Gets his +2 off of the dupes. And then goes for the burial play. So bringing back our Necro and our Vayu. So that way we can kind of consider what our third option might be. Does bring back the armor wing and then ends up banishing or not. Yeah, banishing the Vayu and the armor wing. So that way you could go for another 2,500 direct. And this time he does have the Gores, which is very unfortunate. But we do end up sending one as this position may not look too favorable for Saul's side. Goes for the Treeborn. Just really looking at his graveyard to see what kind of traps have been used so that we can make our correct play here. Switches the token into attack. Goes for the crash. No, summons the swap. Goes for the hit for 25. Like does get hit with the Mirror Force, so that way the swap does end up dying here. But we still have Treeborn and Gores to really save us up here. And then we do switch the Gores into attack position, ends up passing. Does Saul have anything to get over the Gores here? Goes for the pass, draws, and as always, you know, when we summon Swamp, we always have the second Miracle, and this is just looking very favorable for Rob for round 1 here. Goes for the 200, and since Gores was used in the beginning and Mirror Force is gone, it doesn't look like we might be able to save ourselves. No, I'm lying, there's a Necro, but do we still have enough for the 1,000? Very, very low on life points here for Saul. And a really, really strong board here for Rob. We do bounce the swap. Go for the draw. Really seeing our options of what we can do here. Really tough position with only just 2 cards, but maybe perhaps we can get an out of this. We end up drawing and we end up conceding here for round two. So now we go for a round two. I believe Saul starts us off here, and none other. We start off with a nice, I believe, I would hope that we go for the charge. And we do set impasse. And now we just start ourselves off with our standard play here with swap, Sentryborn, and even perhaps either setting one or just bouncing back this the swamp. Very standard turn one for our flawed players here. Sets one actually and passes. Goes for the draw phase. Anything here on draw. Goes for the Raiko. Chains the Regeki to hit the Raiko, so that way there's no body on the board. Unfortunately here there is a misplay here since I don't know if there was an effect being used here. And if there was, just get like a nice little healthy call out. It is a locals, guys, so nothing too serious here on our end, but just to make sure that we can call that out next time. He does go for the charge, and unfortunately, what we saw there was picking up the Raiko. Then we go for the knock, and he's very strong hit here with the knock as we hit with the pulling the rug. And if you guys don't know, it just needs to hit a trap card. Does not hit, it needs to hit any kind of other trap. As long as this is a trap card, and if it ends up getting destroyed, it will banish all copies here. So that way you just don't get Ruler Shark there. Go for the Kaias, ends up banishing the Vayu. Swings for another 3,400, so very strong advantage from Rob already. With no Gores in the check, we do end up setting another card, and just like this, guys, the game just ends up finishing up really quick with just double Kaias with just Raikos on the board. Thanks you guys so much for watching. Peace.